morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we've got one last Pokemon V to talk about. I'm a little sad, if I'm honest with you. Of course, we knew that there were 5 decks coming over in Japan, and that means that there are 5 Pokemon V to come in those decks. And unfortunately, this is number 5. It's a little bit sad, but the thing to remember is these are from those decks. These aren't from the Sun and Moon set. Which means there's plenty more Pokemon V to come. Just not today. Which is probably for the best. This has been a 6-video day. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm a little bit tired. Although, please watch them all so it was at least worth it. I love you. Bye. Not actually bye. Let's get to the video. Keldeo. Last one we're talking about. Our translation here comes from the lovely Antoine Boulet, who has been helping us out with all of our translations today and is awesome. And if we have a look, we're starting off with 210 HP, which is slightly lower than my boy Regirock, but overall pretty good. We have a retreat cost of 2, which is just out of range of U-turn board, which makes me sad. Now the weakness here sucks, it's weakness to lightning. Keldeo EX, weakness to grass. Keldeo GX, weakness to grass. The Keldeo from Shining Legends, which I was personally a big fan of, weakness to grass. Well, we know that water Pokemon tend to flick around their weaknesses. Are they going back to lightning? If so, this is very, very bad. Because it means that you're weak to Pikachu and Zekrom. And it means you're weak to Raichu and Alolan Raichu. And it means you're weak to Tapu Koko V. This is actually really bad. Now, to be fair, worth pointing out that all of these 5 actually form a bit of a weakness circle, so that each of the 5 is weak to another one of the 5, which makes sense that it's weak to lightning. For a long time, the predominant water weakness has been grass, which is by far the better weakness. Let's hope this isn't the start of a trend, at least if you want to play water decks. Now, being a water Pokemon is good. It means you're hitting weakness against all of those fire decks like Reshiram and Charizard. Although, to be fair, those decks do tend to play Mewtwo and Mew, which does allow them to cover their weakness rather nicely, which is a little bit sad. And in terms of extra tricks, I mean, you've got Naganadel Quagsire to accelerate energy, which is quite nice. And you've got Crasher Wake for a little bit of search, which is really nice. Although you have lost stuff like Aqua Patch and Dive Ball and Brooklet Hill, which were the really good tricks that we had. Never mind. But what does it actually do? Well, the first attack, 1 water energy, 40 damage. Oh. That's not great. If I'm honest with you, that's not good at all. Keldeo V only does 20, but it also draws 2 cards. 1 energy 40 is just a bit like, no. I'm like really not a fan. I'm like aggressively not a fan of this. Because what are you really KOing? Now, to be fair, Ditto Prism Star. And Ditto Prism Star is great. And if you go second, you can get a 1-hit KO on Ditto Prism Star, which is nice. But we don't have Choice Band anymore. And we don't have Professor Kukui anymore. And this is a water Pokemon. It's not fighting that has Diancie Prism Star. It's not lightning that has electro power. There's no real great ways of accelerating energy here. You're just doing 40 for 1 energy. And I don't like that. I mean, look, if you go second and you got nothing else, then fine, you can poke for 40 damage, but imagine you're against a Pikachu and Zekrom. You hit them for 40, they've got 200 HP left, they 1-hit KO and take 2 prizes while accelerating free energy from their deck to one of their Pokemon. I mean, you're not just losing that exchange, you are hilariously losing that exchange. You're getting absolutely destroyed in that exchange. I'm not a fan. Sorry. But maybe the second attack can be better. We start off with 3 colourless energy, and we do 50 damage, plus 30 more for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. So 3 water energy puts you up at 140, which is alright. And at this stage, this should be starting to sound very familiar, and it should be very familiar. It's Keldeo EX. Now it's 50 plus 30 for each water energy, not 50 plus 20. And it has an extra 40 HP. But it's also got a worse weakness, and it's swapping a phenomenal ability for a pretty bad attack. It's very similar to Keldeo EX, except Keldeo EX came around years ago, and this is brand new, and I think I like Keldeo EX better. Now, to be fair, this attack is objectively better. If you pile water energy on, you do more. And we have ways of accelerating energy. I mean, I've already told you about Quagsire and Naganadel. Now, we've lost Aqua Patch, which really sucks, because that was an extra 4 energy attachments. But you can still use Naganadel to attach energy from the discard pile to itself, and then Quagsire to move it to your active Pokemon. But is it that much better than Quagsire's attack? Quagsire does 60 base, plus 20 for each water. Keldeo does 50 base, plus 30. So yes, I mean, if you've got free energy on there, Keldeo's doing 140, Quagsire's doing 120. 4 energy, Keldeo's doing 170, Quagsire's doing 140. So Keldeo is doing more, but it's also giving up 2 prizes. And you need Quagsire anyway. You've got to have Quagsire out to move the energy over. In Expanded, this would actually work very nice with Archie and Blastoise. Archie lets you grab a water Pokemon from your discard pile, pop it straight onto your bench and draw 5 cards. Maxie went and got banned. There were too many good Pokemon like Kabutops and Archeops. Weirdly, it seemed to be mostly fossil Pokemon that were being a real pain in the neck. And that just broke the card, so we got rid of it. But Maxie's never got banned. So with Maxie's, you're fine. Go nuts. Keep going. Play it. See if I care. And this would work really nicely with that. Except, do we want this? Because you can use it with Mewtwo and Mew. And then be using any colourless attacker. Whether they're a basic stage 1, etc. As long as they're an EX or a GX, you're fine and you can use it. And you've got Black Kyurem, although to be fair, Black Kyurem, for a Pokemon that started off being like fully amazing, it doesn't have to look a bit underwhelming. Oh, 200 for 4 energy. Doesn't really cut the mustard anymore, does it? The thing is, Blastoise with Keldeo is a great deck. Won Worlds one year, a few years ago, but it won Worlds. And this is better. This does more damage. It has more HP. It gives up the same amount of prizes. Except you lose the ability and you gain a terrible weakness. Now, a few minutes ago I told you I like Keldeo EX better. I think it's probably fairer to say they've both got pros and cons. The EX has a better weakness and a phenomenal ability, but the V has more HP and a slightly more powerful attack. And that can make a difference. You know, if you're against Pikachu and Zekrom, you get 7 energy on a Keldeo V, then you're hitting 50, plus 210, that's 260, you've got the KO. Well, if you put 7 energy onto a Keldeo EX, you're doing 190. Oh. That's not enough. Now, that's when you're getting into huge amounts of energy. When you get into huge amounts of energy, the difference gets bigger. Essentially, there is a 10 damage difference per energy. So if you're rocking 7 energy, you're doing 70 less with Keldeo EX. Certainly mixes in there as a decent attacker. In Standard, it will work, but I don't know if you can get enough from Quagsire and Naganadel. And I think I'd probably rather just rock with other attackers. But I think in Archeostoise this could work. I don't think it's one of the better Pokemon V. I don't think it's going to see a huge amount of play. I think it is better in Expanded. And I think it's a decent attacker. But these kind of attacks haven't been proven to be great. But then again, let's stack it up against Palkia. Palkia's got the same attack as Quagsire. 60 plus 20 and it's got 180 HP. You're doing 50 plus 30 and you've got 210 HP. Although that has got a great GX attack. But then again, when was the last time you saw Palkia rocking in a major tournament and doing well? Sorry. Let's go ahead and give it 3 Wassies. It's fine, and it's good at what it does, and it's better than a lot of the alternatives, but this really doesn't excite me like Tapu Koko V excites me, and like Regirock excites me. I don't look at this and go, it's going in every water deck, like I look at Victini V and go, legitimately, this should go in every fire deck. So there we go. But I would like to know what you think about this, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts, be nice, and remember, this is video number 6 today, so show the video some love, click some likes, watch some of the videos. It's been a very long day of video making. Started very early. I'll be your friend. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWassie, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. And do please make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassiePlays, where we talk about a whole bunch of games that don't even have any Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.